He is the next big thing in music, apparently.
Well, apparently so. And I was like, I don't know that top song. I had to look it up.
Do you listen to commercial radio? Because she's all over it.
She's all over it. And then I was like, oh, but I can never draw the lines between the singers and the songs. Like I would recognise the songs, but not the actual, I wouldn't know who sings it anymore. I'm out of touch.
Out of touch.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm out of touch. But she's basically come out and said, the headline is, calls out fan abuse, harassment and stalking, saying that's not normal. And she chucked up some videos saying that, look, she doesn't want to be called out of a car when someone's going past, yelling at her, or, you know, a photo with a fan in the street. And she's saying just because she's famous doesn't mean she needs to do that. And I was thinking, reminds me of us, Chanel, and what we have to put up with every day on the street, in the supermarket.
People honking to get out the road.
At school pickup. I mean, yeah, we're getting honked at. Abuse. And it's surely because
Do you know who I am? No.
Podcast.
Do you know what's funny? I actually met someone recently who he does a lot of sound work for things like the ARIAs and stuff. So you never know who this guy is, but he said he meets a lot of stars.
Right.
And he said to me, do you know I come up with this line? I said, what's your line? Because I was emceeing, so I sat next to him for several hours.
Yes.
So you chat to these people, and he's got all these stories about when he did the Country Music Awards, as I said, the ARIAs.
Yeah.
There's his claim to fame moments that he did lighting and sound for all this stuff. And he goes, when people come up to me and say, do you know who I am? He said, do you want to know what I say back? He says, well, if you don't know who you are, we certainly have a problem. Oh. I said, is that what you... Yeah, I say that.
Oh,
I said,
do you want help?
terrific.
I bet he's waiting for them to ask.
He is. Now that he's come up with this line, I said, that's great, Doc, that you do that. I said, you're a mid-60s man who can get away with that. If I said that at my age and a female, they'd say, well, she's bloody up herself. She thinks she's someone she's not. You know what I mean?
Not if they're saying what they're saying to you. It's worse.
I'm saying I think an older gentleman would get away with that. There'd be several complaints if a young female event manager or technician said that. They'd be like, you little upstart, little Jen, blah, 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 whatever we're up to. I don't think you'd get away with it. I think because he's an old man, you kind of just shrug him off a bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I love that too. Like I've always wanted a famous person, if I've been there, to say that very thing so that you could be like, oh, I can't believe they said that.
Yeah.
Because are they, who says that anymore? Like really?
It might not even be the famous person that's saying it. It might be some of their crew that they're working with. Do you know who I am? I'm the manager of XYZ or something. The new rapper XYZ.
Yeah.
It's a tricky thing with fame because it's like Thelma the Unicorn, the book that the kids read. You are entitled to your personal space and things like that. And people think because you're a famous person, they should have access to you all the time.
That's right. And I think now it's this transition where you hear a lot of famous people, and I think it's mainly because of social media, because it's so easy to be cancelled if you're a terrible person or you've said the wrong thing or you slipped up. And if they,
don't know how you haven't been cancelled yet.
No one's listening to me. That's why yet. Anyway, but if you're in the street and then they meet someone, they're feeling inclined to be really polite and be like, no matter how shitty they're feeling, they have to communicate that. Which is true, right? You're in the limelight. Part of the job is going to be people coming up to you, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen. It's how you deal with it. And yes, of course, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But I think it's how you communicate it. Like I think instead of swearing at the person, you could be politely like, hey, look, I'm not feeling it today. Sorry.
Yeah. It's
but
tricky.
Not yelling at them like saying fuck off and get fucked. And
Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, fuck on. Just leave me the fuck alone. Like that's not going to be helpful.
Said the home and away star.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Do you think she here's a question for you. Do you think because she has shot to a level of fame quite quickly, and you do that with hit songs, and 1 minute people might not know who you are and then the next minute you're exploding over every platform known to mankind.
Yeah.
Do you think you have to say, well, you're famous now, you have to cop a bit of flack, or do you think, no, you should have a right to your own personal space and privacy all the time?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think, well, it's like I said, you do have a right to that space, I think, but she's probably freaking the fuck out because it has happened so quickly. If it was a slow burn, you'd slowly be working it out. Like, okay, so this is what you do when you walk in a room, and you've had time
price
to
of
kind of
fame
navigate
is what they
it.
say.
Yeah. But I don't know. But she's allowed to. And if she doesn't care, if people are giving her flack for how she feels, then that's power to you.
Yeah.
If you're like, I don't care if people give me flack for this.
I think she's entitled to her own space. I'm just saying, I'm playing devil's advocate here. There will be a lot of people that will say, you are famous, you have to cop some, some of this stuff that is the dark side of fame where people chase you and people want to have photos with you. And not all of it's bad. People are admiring you. It's having a photo with you is probably made their year, sometimes their lifetime, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
They'll keep saying, I had that photo with Paul McCartney when he was in Starbucks. They'll remember that their whole life. Yet for him, it was 2 seconds.
And he won't ever remember you again. Look
it's
at
hard.
Blake Lively at the moment, right? Because of the flack she's been getting for this new movie. If you've heard all about that, she's got a new movie out about domestic violence, and she is coming across as if it's no big deal. She's not really addressing those themes when she's being interviewed. But all of this other stuff is coming up now, like, oh, look at her in this interview. And I just wonder, they're compiling it. And I'm thinking, well, but maybe she had a shit day in that interview, and she might have said something that she felt, afterwards, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Don't we all?
Yeah.
But she's just on a bigger platform.
Problem is, though, things like domestic violence are it's a really awful issue and something you tread very respectfully with and if you can't do it properly, don't do it.
Yeah.
Not throwing shade at her, but you have to do it right because many women have lost their lives over this.
Absolutely.
So come on, Blake. I'm just saying, if you can't do it justice, tap out.
Yeah.
Don't do it at all.
Well, she probably thinks she is, right? She probably doesn't think there's a big deal about it, as in she's, I don't know. But you don't know what parts of the interview are they capturing and putting out there, right?
The clickbaity things.
Clickbaity things, What about the rest of the paragraph or the thing she said after? I don't know. You don't know. We just trust everything we see.
Anyway.
So I'm just saying.
Look, it is the way it is. Fame, shmame is lame.
Is a game.